I wouldn't say that performance marketing is evolving as a channel. I would say actually CTV is evolving, and that's where a lot of the change is coming from. And it's a number of ways. It is measurements evolved, right? We've now reached a point where CTV can actually be evaluated alongside some of our more traditional performance channels. A lot of innovation coming into the marketplace, like shoppable video, stronger identity resolution that allows us to find people and close the loop on those exposures, improved attribution that helps us understand the role that CTV is playing. Has all of those things are really unlocking, I think, CTV's potential as a true performance channel. And then I think last, but very certainly not least, is that CTV's finally hit that point of critical mass. So there's enough impressions in the marketplace to really effectively reach consumers who are in that shopping mindset.
Advertisers demand both scale and precision. So, how does Dentsu X balance the two?
That's a great question. I think balancing scale and precision is so important. At Dentsu X, we believe it all starts really with managing the expectations and making sure that everyone has a really clear understanding of what we're trying to achieve. So once we're able to set those objectives, we can then determine, right, what's the appropriate budget levels required to reach the right audiences and at that necessary scale. I think in today's fragmented marketplace, right, performance marketers have access to more platforms than ever before. So it's evaluating the projected outcomes of each tactic and channel against our strategic audiences and then aligning those budgets accordingly. The key is really to focus on where we're going to invest to drive the outcomes. And because we bring that performance first mindset, we're just constantly optimizing. We're using real time signals to be able to push and pull and flex those budgets in and out of channels that help us maintain that delicate balance, right, between scale and precision.
So, one of the big themes we keep hearing about is contextual relevance. Can you talk a little bit about how that's playing a role in making CTV more performant and what's actually working?
Yeah, I think contextual intelligence in CTV is a huge reason why performance is becoming a bigger part there, right? It's a classic principle. When you place a message next to contextually relevant content, it's going to resonate more strongly with the consumer. So, with advancements in AI that enabled things like scene detection, pre-intent addressable signals that really are helping us better understand the content within streaming libraries in tandem with the consumer intent that follows. And now technology really enabling us to do that at scale, like I talked about before, within CTV, means that we're no longer limited to one app or one partner. We can apply those contextual targeting across the broader ecosystem, tapping into premium on-screen inventory in a way that's truly breaking through. And as our audience targeting continues to mature, combining that with the contextual signals is really what's going to elevate performance even further. But I'll harken back to what I said initially, and I said it, I even think in the last question, that the most important factor that's going to drive the performative momentum of CTV is the scale, meaning that contextual intelligence and relevance is core to our strategy versus being a niche tactic that we're testing into or leveraging for a very specific reason.
So, what about creatively and operationally? Are there any changes or anything that needs to evolve to really push more people into that performance space?
Yeah, in short, I'd say absolutely yes. It takes alignment across technology, creative, and operations to be able to move the needle when we think about performance in CTV. Technologically, we need robust tools for targeting and measurement. Creatively, dynamic creative optimization needs to be at the core. Personalization is a must to be able to drive these budgets to be more performative. And operationally, we need the right infrastructure to activate, to optimize, push and pull between channels and report effectively. But what it really takes to drive scale is proof of performance, right? We need to show that CTV delivers bottom line business impact. I think a bit of that is shifting perceptions that while CTV might not be clickable like a display ad, it is interactive and it is measurable, right? It bridges both brand and demand, making it, I think, a natural fit for some of these more performance-minded strategies.
So, is there one CTV innovation or strategy you're excited about?
Yeah, I'd say I don't know if you're familiar with a Myriad or others that are in this place, but being a more traditional media planner, even I think, gone are the days where you needed to better understand and take risks on what content or shows we're going to perform against what audiences. We're now in a place where we can actually post production put those brand integrations in those shows. And when you think about the impact of that, now that measurement's in place, now that technology is there, we not only, it's not like a let's hope that that works. It's let's prove that those dollars aren't just brand dollars. Those brand integrations can actually be a performance integration, which I think is great.